Yo, what's up, guys? I'm doing another market update today on pretty much the whole market. So, first of all, we got to talk about gold just making new all time highs. Today, we've had the pretty much first real pullback in a minute. It was about, yeah, a like 6% drop and then new daily open. So, like 3%. Yeah, so almost a 10% drop on gold recently. Crypto went down a little bit. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to take on gold personally. I'm not shorting it or longing it. Just charts going parabolic. Um, so first, let's look at Bitcoin as we always do. And as you can see here, this was a pretty simple setup, and I know people are like, "Oh, you can't predict the liquidation event, nothing like that." But just from a technical standpoint, this was a very clear range with these range highs here, and then also these range lows right here. And then what did we do? We came up and we tested the range highs. We just kind of chopped around for a bit and then ended up with the big wick down. And then right here was, in my opinion, the perfect opportunity to short at least to the range lows again, which got tapped. And now we pumped back up to the monthly open here. And then now we're having a pullback. So my current stance on Bitcoin, I'd say on the daily, maybe weekly time frame is still bearish, but I also don't want to over leverage in shorts. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, until this zone right here is reclaimed at about 116K, it would be even better if we could reclaim like 118. But I'm pretty bearish, and this is just a simple downtrend right here. Boom, 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 and um, I'm predicting something down here. We have CPI on Friday, so we'll see. But I would definitely look to start buying in these zones here that we'll go over right now. So some of the key zones I'm watching on Bitcoin are this liquidation low right here. So around 100K all the way down to about 93K, I would say. It's a pretty wide zone, but I'm okay with being in some drawdown and also just being in some spot positions on Bitcoin in an area like this. I really don't think we need to start talking about anything lower at the moment. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. And pretty much what's been happening, which I've been noticing, is people will just see the strong move above the range low right here. So we just come up, right, whatever, chop down, just fully break it, fully go above it, and then I would expect us just to fully break it. But this is definitely a key level for Bitcoin right now, so we're gonna watch that very closely. But that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. Stance is bearish. I like shorts. Not right here, but I liked shorts a little bit higher up, and yeah, that's my reasoning for it. Until we reclaim somewhere in this zone, I don't think it's the best RR to be leveraged long. Of course, I'm always just spot holding, but yeah. So that's it for the Bitcoin chart. Now we'll go into Solana, which the PA of this has been trash. It got stopped out of my shorts, but I'm back in them now and they're cooking. But basically, we had the weekly open and the yearly open. Looks to be forming a 4 hour inversion on the weekly and the yearly open. So I think this is pretty bearish for Sol again. Um, Coincides with my bearishness on Bitcoin. But yeah, all these highs just were continued to be swept. None of these lows really got tested, so I would expect us to at least come down to 180 on Solana here, especially if this 4 hour closes like this. And also high time frame targets for Sol if we get lower prices would probably be somewhere along like 150 to 120. I don't know if we get it, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm not really interested. So yeah, that's Solana. Let's check out where is it? Ethereum. Yeah, here. Okay, so Ethereum, as you know, I talked about this weekly close underneath um, this range here, and yep, we got one weekly close underneath this zone. So I would expect us to start trending down towards the yearly open, and I know everybody's bullish, and yeah, but I would expect this to trend down to the yearly open, to be honest. We'll mark out the weekly open real quick on ETH, but yeah. So we came up on today's pump, pretty much tapped exactly into the range highs. So this could be confirmed as a deviation. I could also see us like going something like this, to be honest. But yeah, I'm in shorts on Ethereum. I would like to bid the same zones that I've been talking about for a while now, which is the yearly open, this zone right here, and then this zone right here if stuff gets super bearish. But yeah, pretty simple chart on Ethereum. And again, if you zoom out on the weekly chart, this is why I think it's really important to be just trading the full picture, because if you're looking at this chart from a weekly standpoint, we have a clear range formed right here with these range lows and these range highs, and then we deviate the range and take out a key level, and then boom, reclaim, perfect retest of the range lows, confirming the deviation, and then we just look, we move up to the range highs, sweep out all-time high, and then now we came and closed under the range highs. So I expect some sort of rebalancing. I don't know where. We could reverse from here. We could reverse from the early open, anywhere. But then I actually do expect Ethereum to continue maybe into that 5 to 6K area, but we'll see on that. Okay, that's it for Ethereum. Obviously, NASDAQ is just making new all-time highs, fully retraced that dump from last Friday or whatever. But yeah, that's it for NASDAQ. Euro USD, as you know, I've been bearish on it. I'm still in swing shorts. We had a pretty nice retrace to this weekly level here. Still keeping intact this bearish price action here. Just pretty simple. Yeah, look for a retracement back up, probably in this zone here. I would want to see these lows get flipped and just continue down to maybe these lows. If not, I'd consider cutting my position. Probably going to trail the stop loss above this swing high right here. And then also, I talked about, I think, the DXY in the last post, but everybody's Pico bear, dollar is going to zero, blah, 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 which I agree with. I totally agree with that thesis, but it's not going to happen overnight. And as you can see, we're on pretty much a 10-year trend for the dollar. And we had this last wick here confirming this double bottom right here on the FOMC. So hopefully the dollar can trend up into this area here for my Forex positions to continue cooking. Yeah, I could also see something like this. Maybe it becomes a little more rounded and then continues up. But without confirmation of this trend losing, I'm actually bullish medium time frame on the dollar. It might start rejecting soon though, because we have some key resistance coming up like in this zone right here, which is why I'm always trailing my stop losses on that Euro USD pair. And then another something a little bit interesting looking at is Palladium, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad, to be honest, but something of these highs right here, maybe we enter a little bit of a swing here with a stop loss, a close underneath this, but that trade really hasn't played out yet. Another position I'm looking to enter is Mantle, especially if we can get down here. I will add into my position. I did buy a little bit at the monthly open. It's currently down, but Mantle looks pretty good and can expect some of these fib targets to hit if the market gets bullish. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that I'm keeping an eye on for the week ahead. And Zcash is absolutely insane. Didn't hit my bid zone. XPL is another coin that I'm kind of looking at to take a position in eventually. Another coin that took a 85% drop since it was at all-time highs. Peak bearish sentiment. Everybody's clowning them on Twitter, saying narrative's dead, all that. So I'm pretty much interested in building position. Gonna start slow at first because I am predicting the market will go down a little bit, but can't hurt to always start a little position. Maybe it chops around, maybe you get confirmation of it reclaiming like this zone right here, and then you can buy, which would be a little safer, and you can also time the market a little better. so you don't have to lock up all your capital. But I am building a position on XPL. And then the last chart I want to talk about is Pump. This has been a pretty simple pair to trade. I felt pretty confident trading Pump. I took 2 trades on it over here, a long, a short, and then I did have a long set up, which I entered like right here, and then it wicked up today, and then once I entered those shorts, I closed it out down here for like barely any profit. But Pump has been pretty simple, and then if you zoom out on the daily time frame, from the initial when the initial coin dropped high from here, this has been a key trend right here, and we're currently rejecting off it twice. So maybe I expect something which coincides with Bitcoin's bearishness, but then also us recovering at some of those key levels, would be something like we just chop around a little longer, maybe take another low here, and then we fully reclaim, and then we start moving higher on Pump. Something like that, which would just kind of be like a little deviation of this zone right here, and then coming back to rebalance this sort of channel that Pump has been trading in. And yeah, there's not really too many trades I'm looking at right now. Solana price action that I was entering in shorts like has just been pretty much trash. I'm pretty confident in them now. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for the week ahead. I'm going to update everything in the Discord. I'm posting all my trades, pretty much everything. So yeah, that's how to get faster updates on what I'm doing. But I'll make another YouTube video if we get another big dump or we start pumping up, probably before CPI or right after it. So yeah, I'll hit you on the next one, and thanks for watching.